Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69. And today is Saturday, August the 17th of 2024. About 10:30 in the morning. Thought I'd make a quick video. I have to be at work at noon today. I work noon to 8. And then tomorrow I work 9 to 1. And then I have to work Monday 9 to 4 and Tuesdays 2 to 8. So I'm on the downhill slide after today, and then I'm way off, next Wednesday and Thursday. Those are going to be pretty much my regular days off, I think. He's starting to schedule me a few more hours every week, so that's good, I think he really starting to see how much effort and energy I put into this job, and he's trying to help me out as much as I can. On top of the fact that I got that raise a week and a half or so back. Anyways, yesterday was a bad day for me, overall, simply because it just turned out to be a bad day. It started out like today. I'm in a good mood. I'm awake. I'm drinking my coffee, smoking my herb. Haven't really checked social media that much because, well, I just don't want to put myself into a certain mindset. Even though I have kind of come on here on YouTube and checked out a couple of things, and there's, a couple of things going on right now, but choosing not to participate because I'm starting to find that participation in things that are always talking about this realm have no relevance or interest to me anymore. I want to talk about things that's going on in the mind because the mind is all that exists. God's mind's all that exists, and I'm just a microcosm of God's mind. And that's what my interests are. My interests are getting to know me, and I guess connecting with others that are interested and get to know them, interested in connecting with people who are willing to, put in the effort and energy into getting to know themselves as well as getting to know somebody else. I have kind of looked over some aspects of my birth chart, but every aspect that I look at is based off of the day that I was born. I don't look at charts for like a daily horoscope or anything like that. I don't look at that. I just look at my natal chart to kind of see the path that was designed for me, I guess. Somebody posted on my last video and really kind of brought an awareness to me that I don't think I had before, which is why I like people to comment, because sometimes people can see aspects of you that you don't see yourself, and that's why I like communication, because when you're talking with somebody, sometimes you might be able to bring something out in them that they never seen before, and vice versa. They might be able to bring an awareness to you about you that you never seen before, because you aren't them looking at it from a different perspective, I think that's one reason why it is important to me, personally, to have friends that know how to communicate, that like to communicate, and that are interested into diving into deep subject matters. That's what it comes down to. And I was participating in Mother Earth, Mother Earth, another gift given to us so we can, transcend into higher thoughts and higher consciousness, because that's what it comes down to. Everything that's on the outside of us, it's all distraction. It's all distraction. Plain and simple, 100%. And it's even the good stuff that they push for you is a distraction. You know what I mean? That's the thing. They like to take the extremes and place those extremes before you on a scale of good and bad, you know, and then try to present it in a way to where if you aren't doing this, then you're the bad one. Or if you're not doing this or that, like they'll put the vegan eaters against they'll put the vegans versus the meat eaters, you know. Or they'll place the Democrats versus the Republicans, left versus the right, you know. Black versus white. All these things. It's problem, reaction, solution. So basically, they present to you the problem. They wait for your reaction so they can then present you the solution based off your reaction to the problem that they created. All I can say is don't give it your energy. Don't listen to it and don't believe it. Just like when the other thingy came out like 4 or 5 years ago in 2019, 2020. I was going around telling people don't listen to it. It's all bullcrap. Don't mask up. Don't social distance. Don't stay inside. Don't do anything they tell you to do. Because everything they're telling you to do isn't what you should be doing. You should be doing the opposite of what they're telling you. So if somebody tells me that eating eggs is bad, I'm going to eat more of them. If somebody tells me that drinking coconut oil is bad, I'm going to drink more of it. It depends on what it is, though. Like, if they tell you the reality of things like ice cream and things like that, nature processed foods, if somebody tells you that those things are bad for you, you probably should listen to them. A lot of this involves common sense. I've also learned that common sense isn't something that's so common in my 55 years of living here on planet Earth. But I definitely believe the reason why I came here, one of the reasons why I came here, was definitely communication. Speaking out about certain things. Maybe not necessarily having a lot of friends. Maybe not necessarily having what my ego tells me that it needs. But when it comes down to it, I have everything I need. And I should be grateful for what I do have. Internally as well as externally. Because when we die, all this is going to go away anyway. You know, like, I don't really care about the materialistic realm that much. I'm more interested in building connection with others that transcends materialism. Materialism is nothing to me. I grew up very materialistic. I grew up, my parents, they couldn't show me love other than through materialism. They definitely weren't the hugging, loving, supportive kind of parents, I basically came into this world to be alone, I guess. I'm looking back on it all, looking back on my path that I've taken. I have had lots of friends and acquaintances that I've met along the way, and some that stuck with me for a while, and then some that aren't there anymore. But looking back on it, to where I am now, definitely was designed to bring myself to this point. To a point of self-awareness, to a point of knowing I'm in control 100% of this vessel. This vessel can be influenced, and this vessel is an energetic vessel. This vessel can be influenced by many, many things. And that's the carnal side of it. That's the egotistical side. That's the lower three chakras. That's, based off of survival. You know what I mean? Once you get past your solar plexus and get into your heart, that's where Earth is. We are Earth. We are the heart. We are Earth, the heart. The kingdom is within you, and outside are dogs and backbiters and I sort of see that now. I can sort of see the symbolism involved with those words and those statements. It's all about getting to know yourself, It's all about getting to know yourself. Once you get to know your true nature, then I think anything's possible. But you are going to have struggles. You are going to have experiences along the way that's going to challenge you. Challenges, I guess. Life challenges. And they come in many different shapes, forms, and fashions. Looking back on everything that I've been through and the fact that I'm still sitting here at the age of 55 to talk about it, to me, is a flipping accomplishment. I've accomplished so much in my life, even though I might not physically display it. Do you know what I mean? Like, my life doesn't reflect materialistically all the things that I've gone through and all the things that I've accomplished in life, Because everything that I've gone through and everything that I've accomplished in this life, you can't put any type of material value on it. You can't buy those things with money. The things that I've learned. You can't buy with money. I did come to change things. And I have changed things. And I will continually change things. Because I think that is my purpose. It's just to change things. It's not necessarily anything that I do physically or anything that's going to bring me any kind of materialistic gain. Like I said, I had money as a kid growing up. I never went without. I was always told by certain family members sometimes that I was spoiled. Or by outside influences, family, friends, whatever. I didn't see it that way. But they weren't lying. I was. My parents gave me everything I wanted pretty much. Because they didn't know how to give emotionally. They had their own traumas that they hadn't dealt with. I don't think my dad ever dealt with any of his issues that he had growing up in life. He turned to the bottle, He turned to the bottle, he turned to working, he turned to focusing everything on about the physical realm. Whereas my mother, she never had no chemical issues as far as like an addiction to anything. She's never smoked. I guess that's the thing. Now that I need to stop to think about it. I have a mother who is basically don't drink, don't smoke, don't do drugs, don't have sex, she was like your typical nun that was married to a man. My dad, he represented the total opposite of that spectrum. My mother was like completely innocent and didn't want to do anything bad, whereas my dad, he was doing all the things that was bad, like drinking, smoking, cussing, chasing women, gambling, all those things. That was what my dad did. So I guess as a child, witnessing the opposite ends of the spectrum in my parents, definitely probably influenced a lot of the way I look at things now. And I don't even think I realized some of this until just now. Isn't that amazing how that works? So see, another perspective brought to me by me talking about these things. And I think by talking about these things and looking at things in your own life with different perspectives as to why you might be the way you are, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Maybe not necessarily, I don't really have a lot of people to talk to these things about. That's why I'm making these videos. It's my mirror. I have to get it out. I have to be able to express myself. And I have no shame in showing my tears or my emotions. You want to know why? Some people have a problem with showing their emotions because they feel embarrassed by them or whatever. I used to. When I was little, I was basically shamed for showing my emotions. I was shamed. I was made to feel bad about expressing myself. And I wasn't allowed to express myself properly the way I should have been allowed. That's why I allow my grandchildren and my daughter. That's why I allowed my daughter to express herself. Communication. And that's why I allow my grandchildren communication. And we all have emotions and we all express ourselves differently and in different ways. Because we're not all the same. We are all unique. We are all unique. There's nobody out in this world like me. At all. Other than me. Nobody can be me. I can only be me. Just like you can only be you. But the thing about it is people have a lot of the same attributes. And we all go through the same things, but it's all how it's processed in our minds as to how our physical bodies react. And a lot of it has to do with the left brain, right brain hemispheres. And how we're truly living. Everything ties in together. We live in Satan's world, man. Saturn is Satan. Satan is Saturn. When we fall, we are the fallen angels. Don't let anybody tell you any different. We are the fallen angels. We are the stars in the sky that chose to fall for whatever reason. To come to earth to experience life, to experience this fleshly body. But before we got here, our wings were cut by Satan, by Saturn. We all fall through Saturn, which is the 3 lower chakras of our body. So yeah, there's a lot of things to ponder, and there's still, even though I have the information and I'm able to kind of understand it to a certain extent, enough to be able to express it, for others to try to understand, there's still a lot more to understand. Maybe I shouldn't say understand, because I don't want to stand under anyone. I want to understand. I want to stand on the inner things of myself, you know? And I want to help others to understand themselves. I guess that's what it comes down to. My birth chart said that I would have been a good psychologist or psychiatrist or somewhere in the political arena as societal expectations. And what's funny is when I was a senior in high school, actually started probably more like my sophomore or junior year, I used to want to be not a psychiatrist, but a psychologist. I wanted to be a counselor where people could come and talk to me about their problems and issues and things. But that never transpired. And looking back and knowing how I am, it's a good thing that it didn't. Even though I still have that trait about myself, I guess. But I'm sort of glad that I never got into that as a profession. You know, even though I would have made killer money, but that's the thing. I don't think I would have awakened to the true self, because then I would have been caught up in the materialistic aspect of life. And I don't want to be caught up in the materialistic aspect of life, even though I don't want to live like a pauper, but I don't want to live like a king that, you know, has 2 or 3 houses and yachts and cars. Who cares about all that? All that's gone anyway when you die, so I'd rather put my efforts and energies into other things. And if that brings about money, that's cool. But my ultimate goal isn't money. It really isn't. Anyways, y'all have a great day. I gotta probably look and see what time it is, see how much time I have left before I go to work. Yeah, it's 10:49, so I gotta upload this video and get ready to go to work in about an hour. Peace. Love. Hugs. Nugs. Always. Till the next time.